What is Bitcoin? How is Bitcoin different from regular money? How does Bitcoin work? Is it illegal? Well, if you're curious, then make sure you watch this video till the end. So without any further ado, let's begin. First, let's understand what Bitcoin is anyway. In simple words, Bitcoin is a digital form of currency. You can send this currency to other people anonymously via the internet. It is a kind of cryptocurrency. Now, you may ask, what is the difference between me sending money via e-banking to somebody else and me sending Bitcoin? The difference is that anything you do with your money in the case of e-banking has to go through the banks, the brokers, or the credit card companies. And as you know, they all charge their fees and have all sorts of conditions and penalties, usually written in microprinting on a form no one takes the time to read or understand. With Bitcoin, no one is in control but you, unless you decide otherwise. So, in short, with Bitcoin, only you are the controller of your own Bitcoins. Nobody else can control it unless you decide otherwise. Additionally, traditional currency is a centralized system while Bitcoin is not. The government strictly regulates the transactions for traditional currency, but not for Bitcoin. There are no central authorities to regulate the rules and regulations on a Bitcoin transaction. Also, unless you actually link your name with your Bitcoin address, which you can create, your transactions would be rendered anonymous. This is like a double-edged sword because on the one hand, no one can trace you, but this also promotes criminal activity. Bitcoin was invented by an unknown person or team going by the name of Satoshi Nakamoto. It was released in January of 2009. Satoshi set it up in a way that Bitcoin could be treated in some ways like gold and in some ways like cash. Like gold, there is a limited supply of Bitcoin. We know that there will always be 21 million Bitcoins, neither more nor less. This is so that the value of Bitcoin does not decrease or increase on the basis of supply, and so that it is valuable. In other words, this is so that Bitcoin does not become inflationary. One Bitcoin is equal to $26,000 or this many rupees currently. That is definitely a lot. Hence, we can divide it into smaller units like millibits and satoshis, named after the inventor. A millibit is a thousandth of the value of a Bitcoin, while a satoshi is 100 millionth of the value of a Bitcoin. In other words, if you can buy one apple with one satoshi, you can buy 100,000 apples with 1 millibit and 100 million apples with 1 Bitcoin. The value of cryptocurrency can be quite unstable as it purely depends on the demand for it in the market. So now, let me tell you how Bitcoin is earned. You have to mine it just like mining gold, except for the fact that instead of digging into the earth, you have to solve complex mathematical equations to earn it. Nowadays, however, one can buy Bitcoin for regular currency and then sell it to gain the profits. I have linked the guide and the website for cryptocurrency trading in the description. So now let's come over to perhaps the most important part of the video. Is Bitcoin illegal, specifically in India? The thing is that Bitcoin is not authorized in India as a medium of payment, which means that the government will not solve Bitcoin related disputes. However, no one can say that Bitcoin is illegal. You can trade Bitcoin in India, but disputes will not be solved. So please remember that. Now, Bitcoin is stored in two kinds of places, hot wallets and cold wallets. Hot wallets can be considered as cash registers. The money is easy to retrieve but is also very insecure. This can be used to store small amounts of money which are to be retrieved quickly. A cold wallet can be considered a vault at a bank. The money is very much secure, but it is not easy to retrieve. Additionally, hackers can enter into hot wallets as they are connected to the internet. But since cold wallets are not connected to the internet, it is safe from hackers. Finally, here is a summary of everything that we covered in this video. The explanation of Bitcoin, its advantages and differences over and from regular money, how it works, and some extra information which you can pause to read. I hope you liked the video. If you did, then please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you never miss a future video. Thanks for watching.